Hey guys, good morning. Joe here, owner of the One Click Marketing System. And, what I wanted to do with this video uh, is give you the mindset behind what really goes on as far as the financial part of owning the turnkey business. Uh, just because I think that that's important as we grow our company, as we grow your business. I think that if you have the right mindset as far as what is actually going on, as far as the finances is concerned with the one-click marketing system and your turnkey business, is that it'll give you a better picture and help you grow your business. All right. So I want to kind of touch a little bit about I've read several books, right? But there's a couple of books in the last since the 90s that I've read that really kind of helped me uh, as far as growing my business and as far as having the correct mindset to be able to grow that business. And one of the first books that I read, and a lot of you guys probably read this book before, it's called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, right? He also wrote another book called Cashflow Quadrant. Okay. But I want to kind of show you guys how everything that he talks about in that book, you now have in your business. All right. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, guys. And this is probably preaching to the choir. Most of you guys already know this information, but you never really kind of put that together with your current business, which is your business capital turnkey business. So let's start first kind of talking about how money actually works, right? So you can see yourself transitioning from whatever you're doing right now to adding a turnkey business, which doesn't take any time away from you as far as what you're currently doing. But let's go and dive into it, right? So um, there's four ways to create income, right? There's two types of income. The first one is going to be active income. And sorry if it shakes a little bit, is active income, right? And we're going to talk about, and the second one is passive income, right? Or residual, right? Residual income. We're talking about passive income. So those two type of incomes, right? So 98% of people in the United States currently only know how to make active income, right? They trade their time for money. And again, we're going to go dive into that, right? And only 2% ever get to this side of the quadrant, right? Which is investing and owning a business system, which you now do. But I kind of want to show you what owning a business system does as far as not only creating a different income stream, but actually creating a change in your cash flow. All right. And I think it's important you understand that. That way, you know how to change your, create more money based on what the money you're already creating right now with your turnkey business, right? So, the first way to make money is, of course, is become an employee, right? Again, 98% of people know only this way, right? Where you're actually trading time for money, right? So nothing wrong with that, right? So the limitation there is that you only have 24 hours in a day, right? And most people work maybe 8 to 10 hours in a day. So your income gets very limited to just what you are able to do, right? Now, a lot of people that get very good at becoming an employee go to becoming self-employed, right? Meaning you own the business, right? So you're actually having to be there. You're actually having to work the business. You're there from the time it opens to time. And a lot of business owners that know that this is this way of self-employment really takes more time from you, right? So instead of 8 to 10 hours a day, now you're working, maybe yeah, 10 hours to almost 15 hours a day or 18 hours a day, where you're spending a lot of time at your business, right? Now the good thing is, right, as a self-employed person, self-employed folks typically make 5 times more than an employee, right? So that's a big difference. Now, only problem with active income, sorry about that, is that again, you're limited to 24 hours, right? And once you make that money, that's it. It stops there, right? Now, passive income is, there's two types of ways to create that. One is to become an investor. And you've heard the term, it takes money to make money. That only applies to this quadrant here. Only 1% of Americans know how to do that, right? So once you start making more and more money, you can invest into different things that actually make you money. So you put money into it, and it makes you money, right? Now, the other way is to have a business system, right? Which you now own, right? With the turnkey business. Business system is going to create income for you. All right. Now, let's talk about what a business system actually looks like. Well, you own the turnkey business, and in other videos, I go into detail how that works, but the mindset behind it. All right. So now, typically, I like to use McDonald's because they're such a successful business model, but I always like to use McDonald's as a beginning, a starting point on, because most people know the McDonald's franchise and how it works, right? Well, they know that McDonald's says there's a lot of McDonald's out there, right? But the thought process behind it, as far as a business system, and how does that business system compare to what you currently own in the turnkey business, and how does that change your cash flow? All right. So McDonald's, of course, you guys know, right? Started with one McDonald's. It was two brothers who went to open a second McDonald's, and at that point, they were like, they wanted to sell it. Ray Kroc went in there and purchased it and said, "Hey, this is a great. I don't have time to run two of them, but what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and franchise those out, right?" So you start opening more and more and more McDonald's, right? So this is you as a McDonald's owner. Now, the system works like this, right? So there's two entities to the system. One is, of course, you need the product and or service, right? For McDonald's, that's going to be hamburgers, shakes, and things like that. So Golden State Food is the one that provides that for McDonald's. So that's the product and service, right? Products and service um, are provided by Golden State Food. The other one is you need a training system to train all these McDonald's owners, right? You need a McDonald's. Let's say you got a McDonald's owner here and here, right? Now, the training system for McDonald's is Hamburg University in Chicago, Illinois, right? Now, in order to own a McDonald's, you're going to need to come up with about $6 million. You're going to have to go to Hamburger University for 6 months, right? Uh, and I was thinking of opening a McDonald's. This is why I know. All right. The other way is that you need to work at a McDonald's, right? Work at a Mickey D's, all right, for 6 months, right? And then you get on a 2-year waiting list, right? So once you do all that, and now all of a sudden the McDonald's calls you, "Hey, your McDonald's is ready. I live in Austin, but your McDonald's is going to be in Kansas, Salina, Kansas, right? A little city in Salina, Kansas, right? So I have to actually take that. I can't go, well, I don't want to move there. I don't want to live there. I don't want to have a business there. I can go ahead and pass and get on this 2-year waiting list again. All right. So that's how that works, right? So how does that compare to what you got going? And by the way, McDonald's system, give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had to take a call. So McDonald's system, right? This is what their system is, because a couple of things. What happens when you have a system, right? So McDonald's says, "Hey, you can own McDonald's. All you got to do is pay me 4%, and you keep 96% of the profit," right? So they have a McDonald's here, they have a McDonald's here. Today, Ray Kroc has over 30,000 McDonald's, right? Now, if each one of those McDonald's only made $1 a day, which you and I know that they make more than $1 a day, that means that Ray Kroc is making $30,000 on a daily basis. But of course, you and I know that they make a lot more than that. But to keep the math simple, right? So the other thing is, if we go back to the quadrants, when you're in active income, you're limited to 24 hours. Well, let's say that each one of these McDonald's is only open 10 hours, right? Which there's a lot of them that are open 24 hours, but let's just simple math, right? They're open for 10 hours. So now if we're they have over 300,000 hours every day of business that's being worked based on the network that they have. All right. So how does that tie into you, right? So I'm going to go ahead and clear this out real quick. And how does this compare to your business, your turnkey business? Well, you started, right? And most of you guys, when I first started this, I was charging $400 to get the system set up, right? But right now we're running specials. We ran it to 200 till Friday. We're doing 100. We're going to go back to 400 just because we're adding more systems to your business, right? So anyway, with all that said, this is you, right? let's take Lacey for example. Okay, I'm going to put Lacey here because I want to use live examples, right? Let me get the eraser real quick. I'm going to erase this. um, I want to use live examples of things that, because I don't, this is not theory, right? This is exactly how your business is working. This is how the business is working. So we're going to put Lacey right here, right? Lacey also owns a turnkey business, just like you guys, right? Well, she got John, and she's got more people on her team, but we're going to keep this real simple, right? She has John here, right? So John also owns a turnkey business. He wanted the same franchise. He went, John. Now, yesterday, John made $1,800, right? He made on one day, on one deal, $1,800. And then Lacey, because Lacey, it brought John on, she made $228 commission from the lending company that we loan. So right. So this is not a multi-level marketing company. It's just one level deep, just like that, just like the McDonald's franchise. You can open up as many McDonald's franchises that you want, right? But if you fast forward to what we're about to build, if you've got at the very least, let's say 10 other business owners, other turnkey business franchise owners, and they each one of them just yesterday, right? Let's just say yesterday that each one of this one made 600, and then this one made 900, and then this one made 4,000. So let's just kind of fast forward your business 6 months down the road, right? Now let's say that today or yesterday, because of her entire business, her entire system, right? Her system yesterday, let's say altogether made her $3,000, right? On one day, right? And all she did was her efforts, right? And really the efforts come from us. The turnkey business is exactly that. We do all the work. You just make the decision on where you want to change your, how do you want to change your cash flow, right? Now the system, just like McDonald's, has two entities, right? A training system, right? For us, the training system, you guys don't need a train because we do all the work, right? So we don't need the training system. We do have the one-click marketing system that runs all the products, all the services that we provide, whether it be loans, credit repair, whatever it is, we provide it that makes income for you, right? So your system is set in place and it's working, right? So we do the Facebook ads, right? We run all your ads. We talk to all your clients. We submit all the deals, right? We submit all the deals into your back office. We submit the deals. So your entire system is working, right? It's working, creating money. The only question you have to ask yourself is, do I want to be the only one that owns the business, or do I want to go ahead and add more franchise owners so I can not just only make my income, right, through my turnkey business, but I'll earn a percentage of this income here, right? Now the turnkey business, as you know, it's a 60-40 up here, right? So 60-40 of this. So we do all the work. You make 60%. We make 40%. Now, here's the cool thing, right? Is all your business here. This is one thing that we decided yesterday, is that all the money you're making through your business, your other franchise that you started, you referred, you're going to keep 100% of that money. All right. So we're not charging the 60-40 is not going to be down here, right? It's only going to be here, right? So that's what we've decided to do for your business, is say, hey, and that's one of the things that I was going to be doing an update, is that, hey, that this all this team, we were gonna say, hey, your entire business this month made $15,000, right? Because 5 of that was made here, and $10,000 was made from down here. We're gonna go ahead and take 40% of this, but we're going to let you keep 100% of this money, and we're only going to charge the 40% here. All right. So that's one of the big things that you're going to notice, that your business is going to make more money because you're going to keep more of what your business is doing. Now, let's talk about what happens when you own the turnkey business as far as your cash flow, right? So this is very important for you guys to, if you've never owned a business, if you've never had any type of business experience. So here again, let's talk about what 98% of Americans do, right? And again, nothing wrong with this, right? It's just they've never had an opportunity, or they never took advantage. You know what? every person in their life has at least 1 to 10 opportunities to do something, join something. A lot of people, because they're scared or let me see what you're going to do first, they're not going to jump in on anything until they're like, hey, I want to see you do it first, which is fine, right? But 98% of Americans go and trade money, right? Time for money, and they make an income, right? Now we're going to talk about cash flow, right? Because I think it's important that you guys understand what just happened yesterday, right? So your cash flow, here's what most people do, right? They get paid. Let's say this person made $4,000, right? A month. That's what they're making at their job, right? I know that's kind of low, right? But when they got paid at the end of the month, their cash flow went from their income to their expense column, right? They paid their, and that's what most people do. They get paid, they pay the bills. They get paid, they pay bills. They get paid, they pay bills, right? Their cash flow, that is the consistent of their cash flow, right? They're always doing that. So let's say this month, this particular person in everything, rent, food, utilities, everything, insurance, had to pay $3,500. Right? That, so they're left over with $500 that month, right? And that's what you're called living paycheck to paycheck, right? Now, what the turnkey business does is it actually changes your cash flow, right? And here's how that works, right? We're going to take John for example. John, when he first got started, he paid $400 for his one-click marketing system, right? At the time, it wasn't a turnkey. It was slowly becoming that. It wasn't turnkey just yet. He was doing all the work, right? He was doing the follow-ups. He was doing all that stuff. We do all that stuff for you now, right? But he also invested money into a Facebook ad, right? Now, one of those ads that cost him $2.25 created him $1,800, right? On one deal. So now his cash flow goes from income. What he did is, since he said, you know what, when I get paid, I'm going to spend $400 from my 4,000, right? Let's go ahead and do the math on that. Let's do the math on this. So let's say he made 4,000 in this month, and he said, you know what, I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to buy the one-click marketing system. I'm also going to take $2.25. Of course, he put a little bit more into the ads, but I'm talking about that specific deal, what it cost him. All right. So he's left with 35.97 after all is said and done, right? Now his bills are still 3,500, but I want you to understand what happened, right? Now this 225 now made him, and he's got an asset now, right? His turnkey business is now an asset. So what he's doing, he's taking the income, and before he went and paid his bills, he went in and created an asset. That asset created $1,800. So let's go ahead and add. Now, this is still the same. The income didn't change, right? The income didn't change. This is still the same. The only thing that changed was his cash flow. All right. So his cash flow went income, assets, right? I'm going to create assets. I'm going to take $402.25. I'm going to create 1,800, created an asset. Now, we subtracted that already. So let's go back to the math here. And this is real time, right? This is not made up numbers. These are real numbers, right? With the exception of I don't know how much John makes, right, every month. But we're just going to say, assuming he makes more than 4,000. But he's taking that cash flow, and instead of going, I'm going to take my income and pay all my bills, I'm going to take some of that money. I'm going to create an asset. I'm going to change the cash flow. And now we're going to add $1,800, right? Equals. So now this month, with his income and his assets, he's got 53. Now we're going to subtract his bills now. He's still left with $1,800 as opposed to the $500 that he was going to get left. And the only reason that happened is because he changed his cash flow. Instead of going, I'm going to get paid and go pay my bills, before I do that, I'm going to go invest and create assets that will increase my income with just changing my cash flow. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, guys. All right, so that's one of the things I wanted to share with you. That was one of the updates, right? And I was going to do 2 separate videos, but we're just gonna make this one video. You know what? We'll go ahead and do another video, right? So just in case you guys want to share just this particular video, so I'm going to go ahead and do another video that has all the updates that we're adding to your business. But I wanted to kind of share that mindset with you guys, so you guys can see what really, besides all the marketing that we're doing, the one-click marketing system, all the ads, calling, all the lenders, everything that we're doing, everything, all the work that we're doing for your business. I wanted you to see what is really happening as far as you transitioning from being an active, right? Or you're still an active, right? Active income, to adding a system that now will create money for you, right? And then, so now you have two incomes, one that you really don't have to do, but the second income, your system, because you own the turnkey business, that system is creating an income for you. That is now an asset to your cash flow. All right. So just kind of want to put that out there. And we'll see you guys at the next video. I hope that helps everybody's mindset. Probably watch it a couple times. And we'll see you guys at the next video.